Today we're going to talk about why technician turnover isn't really about pay and it's so much more about growth. Most owners tell me their biggest problem is pay. They left for $2 more an hour. We can't compete with the bigger shops. Everyone wants more money. But when I actually look inside the business, pay's rarely the reason that most of their really good technicians left. Growth is. Here's what I see over and over again. A technician starts strong, they're motivated, they want to learn. But 6 months in, they're doing the same calls, getting the same jobs, and making the same hourly rate. And no one has shown them what it takes to move up. This is very common. There are no defined levels. There aren't skills checklists. There aren't certification pathways. No clear pay bands tied to their performance. So what happens? They don't just feel like they're behind in pay. They feel like they're stuck and they don't see a path forward. So stuck technicians, they start looking for something else. And there's a hidden cost of turnover. Most owners calculate turnover with recruiting costs, signing bonus, and training hours. But the real cost is so much bigger than that. The real cost is lost production while the position's open. It's overtime that you're having to pay to cover those gaps. It's declining morale when others absorb those extra calls. It's lower customer satisfaction from rushed or maybe inexperienced techs taking on those calls. It's dispatch chaos while you reshuffle batting orders. It's even margin erosion from inconsistent performance. And here's the part that we oftentimes miss. When a good tech leaves, your other techs start questioning their future also. Turnover spreads. And it's not because of the pay, it's because of the uncertainty. Your technicians that leave also talk to them about that. Hey man, if you want to come here and you make more, you know when you can get pay increases, and they have those, that spreads. So it's not just the dollar amount, it's the path that they sell. So why doesn't pay alone fix it? If you give a frustrated technician a raise without a path, you've just increased your payroll, you have not increased engagement, and if you give money without any movement, then it's going to feel like it's temporary. Technicians want to know what separates a level 1 from a 2 or a 3. What skills are going to unlock more complex jobs? They're going to ask, how do I earn better jobs for higher spiff opportunity? How do I increase my batting average? What certifications actually matter here? And if those answers aren't clear, they're going to assume that growth isn't possible. And they're going to leave for a company that promises it. Let's talk about what actually reduces churn. Clear career ladders, defined technician levels, pay bands tied to skill, certification, and performance metrics like membership sales, lead conversions, and sold hour percentages. Transparent dispatch criteria. When a tech knows, if I master X, earn Y certification, and hit Z numbers, then I move up and I make more, now you're creating momentum. Momentum is going to be what keeps your great technicians. Because growth now feels controllable to them. The goal line isn't foggy. The goal line doesn't seem like it's moving. It isn't based on manager discretion, and it's not the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So this feels really fair to them. What this does for you as an owner, when career paths are clear, raises become structured instead of emotional. Dispatch becomes data-driven instead of being more political. And top performers see upside. Underperformers are going to see what the expectations are, and your margins are going to stay protected. You stop negotiating pay with this. You start managing progression, and that really changes everything for your business and your technicians. Technician turnover is rarely about money and more so about the movement. If your shop doesn't have a defined career path tied directly to pay and performance, then you don't really have a retention strategy. You more so have a hiring strategy. And hiring alone isn't going to fix that churn and that turnover with your techs. Now, I also know that this isn't simple. Building levels, defining metrics, creating pay bands, aligning dispatch, it takes thought, it takes structure, and it certainly takes discipline. Most shop owners never slow down long enough to build it themselves. So if you're watching this and realize that your system isn't clearly defined, it's not failure, it's awareness. And awareness is the first step towards building something better and making sure that you protect your margins and keep your really good technicians. So start there, start with awareness, and I'll see you in the next one.